Hello, my name's Nathan Kelly.
And I'm Stephen Blakely.
Welcome to Ballin Awesome.
It's fucking great.
So, our top story tonight, Luongo Holy Fuck!
Oh,
Stephen?
That's how you wrote it. Yeah, well, the news today is that Roberto Luongo has signed a 12-year extension with the Vancouver Canucks, our hometown team.
What up?
Yeah, and do you want to give a little info on the numbers there, Nathan?
Yeah, we got a 5.3 cap hit, which makes him the ninth lowest cap hit in the NHL, and he's definitely better than ninth best. He's better than Nicholas Backstrom.
He's just a little bit, I'd say.
Touch.
Yeah.
6.2. Keep him.
Yeah, exactly.
It will pay him $10 million in his first year, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's Ovechkin level money, right? So if you want to look at it from this point that it's a franchise player, it's still stupid, but that's the bar that's been set.
To be fair, he's apparently better than Alexander Ovechkin this year. Ooh. He's only making $9 million.
Yeah, Ovechkin is a bum. You heard it here first. A bum.
I ain't no bum.
Ovechkin, if you're watching, I love you, and please come and give me stuff.
Come play in Vancouver for free. We really like that. Story number 2.
All right, so story number 2 here. Jason Smith has retired from the NHL. Jason Smith, you may remember him from the Ottawa Senators, from that 1 year that he played there that year.
Hopefully you don't remember him for that.
No, that's probably the low point. Where was he before?
Before that, he was in Edmonton, and in between, he was in Philadelphia.
That's correct.
He went to Philadelphia for 1 year, was their captain, left.
Yeah. I was kind of confused. I'm like, hey, this guy's really good. No, we don't need him anymore in Philadelphia. We got all the extra defense.
Hey, they don't like character players who are nice. They don't like players who will F you up. Welcome, Chris Pronger. Anyways.
Yeah, well, apparently.
Hopefully you remember him for his several years in Edmonton, where he was nothing but an absolute class player. And you may also remember him as the man without teeth.
That's true. He's definitely a really good player, and it's going to be a loss to the game, but I guess it's good for Ottawa too, because they free up a lot of cap space. So if they have to keep Heatley now, they can, or if they take on salary in the trade for him, because they might be getting, X amount of players, it kind of helps them out too. So even though it's a loss defensively, it helps them on this whole friggin' Dany Heatley debacle, which I think is a sweet-ass segue into the next topic.
The Dany Heatley debacle!
Yeah, that's what it is. Do you want to start on NATO?
Absolutely. So, Dany Heatley is a very, very talented man. He gets paid a cap hit of $7.5 million, and he actually probably earns it.
Yep.
He can and has put up 50 goals in back-to-back seasons. He kicks ass in international play.
Yep.
And he's never fully excelled in the postseason, but I don't think that's his fault.
No, it's because that's a
Ottawa
team
did
problem.
have that decent run where he had a whole bunch of points with Alfredson.
Yeah, and that was one of the best lines in the NHL. I mean, that's a whole other can of worms that we'll get into, I'm sure, about putting all that talent on one line. But they went to the Cup finals. They lost to Anaheim, who was the better team, but there's no shame in that. But, this whole situation is pretty ridiculous. From what I've heard, he didn't try to make it public, but somehow it did. And as soon as it gets out in the open, that just wrecks your trade value, and you're left nowhere. And now apparently,
because suddenly you're not a character guy anymore. Because all he technically did was send a letter to the general manager and said, "I'd like to please be traded."
Yeah.
And then it was like, what a fucking prick.
Where the hell does he get off? Where does he get? Oh, I don't want to play on this team anymore. I'm Dany Heatley. Fuck you, Dany Heatley. Dany Heatley, if you're watching, please come here and give me some stuff.
Or play Vancouver for free. You, the Alexander Ovechkin, Dany Heatley, assorted other free player line. It's gonna be good.
Please. But yes. So right now it looks like, from what I've heard, the only team I'm actually aware of who's making a push is San Jose, but apparently there's another team as well. Take a guess.
A lot of crazy old men in Vancouver are like, now that we're $3 million over the cap, he's sure to come here.
Well, did you hear Gillis said there's enough room for us to still sign Matt Sundin if we need to, too?
Please don't sign Matt Sundin.
Please don't sign Matt Sundin. Fuck you, Matt Sundin. Matt Sundin, if you're watching, please come here and give me some free stuff.
I don't know what you said during that line. Just saying. Strange. So, and then on top of that, they're like, yo, so Dany Heatley, you want to go to Edmonton? He's like, hey, I don't want to play in Ottawa. Edmonton, you say?
I'm only from Alberta. I don't...
Yeah, it's warm in here. It's really warm.
But it would be really cold at Edmonton. Yeah, and more or less Dany Heatley's reasoning for not playing in Edmonton was because he didn't want to go to the one place he had as an option. He wanted to see more places. He wanted to have more things put in front of him. Apparently, he really wants to play in California. So, you know, you're going to be playing for, like, Anaheim or LA or San Jose. He ain't playing for LA. Anaheim, I don't see how they have the money. I don't see how San Jose has the money either, but they just dropped a serious amount of cap space.
Brian Burke also publicly ripped him, who's not in Anaheim anymore, so it's not really relevant, but it's kind of relevant.
Yeah, it's too late now because you already said it.
Yeah.
They did drop a lot of cap space with that really sweet trade, which I think we can touch upon too here, where they traded their 2 no-name prospects. We won't even get into that because we don't want to talk about that in Vancouver.
Rahimi and Patrick White, who fucking suck, peace!
For a sweet, sweet-ass deal, getting Christian Ehrhoff, one of my favorite players, and...
Closet Sharks fan, just saying.
Yeah, come on, closet baby. And 2-time Stanley Cup winner, Brad Lukovich.
Really?
Yeah, Dallas Stars, 1999, and Tampa Bay Lightning,
Oh, the Joe
2004.
Nuremberg team.
Yeah, I didn't know about the Stars one, but I read that recently, and hopefully that's correct. Don't fact-check me.
If you do it, we'll kill you. This is a two-way computer. We can see you, you can see us.
Yeah, stay away from the disc tray, motherfucker. But that was definitely, I think, a really good move on the Canucks' behalf as well.
Also, Christian Ehrhoff was involved in that trade.
Yeah.
Right, which we said.
That's the first
thing
thing
we didn't say.
We didn't say the guy that they signed afterwards.
Oh, that's
Matthew
right.
Schneider, which is another great thing. The Canucks now have 8, if you ask them, 9 or 10, but really 8 starting defensemen. It's probably a pretty good idea in the sense that they have Sammy Salo for as long as he wants to stay there because he's got his long contract with a no-trade clause. Don't get me wrong, I love Sammy Salo. When he's healthy, motherfucker's the best, but that's when he's healthy. You know, he hurt his ass
50 games out of the season, he's the best Canucks defenseman.
Yeah, he's unstoppable, but in the very, very unstable. He's had 30-odd injuries in his 11-year career, and that's ridiculous. So having this insurance is really helpful. I'm assuming that Lukovich, he'll obviously get a shot at training camp. He plays well, he'll get on the team, but he's most likely an AHL player that they'll call up to play.
And a great call-up.
Yeah, no, he's excellent, and so. You know, he's not the best defenseman in the NHL, obviously, but, you know, he's solid, and you never have to worry about playing him on any of your top 6. He's going to go there, he'll do fine. He's not going to put up a huge bunch of points, but he'll play. So if and when Salo goes out, you have this Ehrhoff option, this Lukovich option, and the Schneider option, and, you know, you got Shane O'Brien, Kevin Bieksa, Willie Mitchell, and the fabulous Alex Edler. You're pretty much set, and right now I think it's safe to say there's a lot of quantity and quality in the defense for the Vancouver Canucks right now.
Our next subject, we have quite a bit to report on. Paul Kelly was recently fired from the NHLPA. Steve?
That is all.
Thank you. This has been the Ballin' Awesome.
It's fucking great.
What? Button.